welcome to week 5 of our Cork City Marathon Training Plan with, yet again, our regulars. Brian Ahern, welcome back.
Good to be back again.
Brian has his own plan. 6 weeks now, Brian, is it? Left to go?
Less than 6 weeks, hitting the 5 weeks now.
Hitting 5 weeks left to go. So Brian had a lovely session during the week, but we're not going to give that away today. So don't worry, you'll see that in his video soon enough. And our super duper coach, Ken Nason, welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be here.
How are you? Yeah. All good?
All good.
World.
Great feedback again on last week's plan and our bit of chat afterwards. I think we got great feedback from people who aren't even following the plan, who just enjoyed the chat and the discussions that we had. So again, as we said, this is for everybody if they want to take a piece of it. The plan is obviously targeted at novice and beginner runners, and we'll talk about more of that as we go forward. But let's go with this week's plan. Ken, give it to us.
Okay, so basically this week's plan is Monday rest as normal. Tuesday is 25 to 30 minutes easy. Wednesday is going to be quite different, which I'll explain in a second. Saturday is 30-35 minutes, and Sunday is 90 to 100 minutes, so slightly longer. So let's go back to Wednesday. So Wednesday, we're going to do 15 minutes easy warm up. That's conversational pace, nice and easy.
Yep.
We're going to do 3 by 3 minute repetitions with 2 minutes recovery, right? So
Ken, I'm sorry, I'm going to cross you there because just to make this clear. So for people, so what you're doing is you're doing 3 minutes, then 2 minutes easy, then 3 minutes, then 2 minutes, then correct. 3 minutes, then 2 minutes. So it's not that you're doing 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Correct. So it's 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2.
Yeah. So in that, paces for those is what we're thinking of in 3 minute reps, right? We're going to work where your conversational pace, which you've been running at, we're going to have you run maybe between the 60 to 30 seconds faster than your conversational pace, right? With that, you're going to feel like it's a stronger effort than your easy pace runs. You've been working harder just to get used to running at stronger paces, which is going to help your fitness as you go. At the end of that, when that's all done, you're going to warm down and run 10 minutes easy at
cool down, Ken. Cool down. You can't. Ken, that argument is finished.
It's in the plan. It's cool down, please. Cool down.
Just to go back, Ken, I suppose again, because again, this might be new to a lot of people who are first-time runners. So the 3 minutes again, as you said, it's an effort. No, it's not a sprint. You shouldn't be down the floor after it.
You shouldn't.
You should know that you've put in a reasonably honest effort. You should maybe be slightly out of breath, but not gasping either.
And you can do another one if you needed to at the end.
Yeah, towards the end of the 3 minutes, you're going to be slightly working a lot harder. But the whole thing is not to be working all out like in first 1 or 2 minutes. It's gradually building into it, where it's kind of steadier running. But it shouldn't feel like an all-out effort.
And the other thing as well, 2 points. 2 points I want to make about those 3 by 3 minutes. So you're 3 on, 2 off, 3 on, 2 off, 3 on, 2 off. So the 3 minutes on should also be consistent. So there's no point in having the first 3 where you're unbelievably amazing time, and then the last 3 minutes you're dragging yourself over, crawling to finish it. So it should be some way kind of controlled.
Yeah, definitely controlled, where you're maintaining a certain pace rather than faster for the first minute of it, or way too fast in the first 3 minutes and slower in the last.
Exactly. And just one last thing as well. So for the 2 minutes, if people, if this is a big step up for some people, is there anything wrong with walking the 2 minutes as a recovery, or jogging slowly, or it's more important to be ready for the 3, is it?
The main thing for that is walk/jog it, but don't stop, because you don't want blood pooling and things like that. You want to keep moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would also say, if people are finding, and like, again, look, this is a guide. We're not with everybody here. If you're finding the 3 minutes really hard, come back to 2 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Just kind of make the plan. You have to listen to your body at the end of the day. This is not, with this plan is coming out, it's generic for people, but make the call yourself. 3 minutes should feel tough, but okay. If it's feeling really tough, come back to 2 minutes.
Yeah, and maybe someone might be able to go 4 by 2 minutes instead of 3 by 3 minutes. Again, you can judge that yourselves.
Yeah, we're just introducing it to a bit faster running, which is going to make your easy pace feel better in the long run by doing this type of stuff.
Just a question there, Ken. One last
Yeah.
question, sorry, before like
Yeah.
on the Wednesday session, if people feel after it anyway, kind of sore, or the first time introducing pace, or even on the Sunday after the long one, is there any quick little things they can do to help the legs maybe?
Basically, I think it's going to be the first time to do it, so it might feel kind of sore and things like that. Epsom salt bath, get in the bath, put the Epsom salt in, you get rid of a bit of stiffness. But after, like, when we're introducing the speed now, it'll take 1 or 2 weeks to get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Brilliant.
also, again, come down to the simple tips: sleep, and recover. And you're grand. You have 2 days recovery after as well, and that's why we kind of moved that. Now, again, we say this every week: change this as you need to change it, but we put it on the Wednesday so that you do have the 2 days exactly. And again, look, this is still early. You still have 12 weeks to go, so just bear with it. Get out the door, and we're going to come to a question with that in a few seconds. But before we come to the questions, we have the draw. So this week we had a draw for sports massage with our coach maestro here, Ken Nason, for the lucky person who subscribed and commented on our channel. And the winner is, we'll see in a second. Here's a draw. And well done to John Dillon. I'm going to put the House of Pain music over this part, I think, there, if I can get it for him, Ken.
I think John definitely has to give us some feedback on how he gets on as well.
Yeah, exactly. So well done to John. No
pressure, Ken.
No pressure.
So again, look, and thanks to Ken for that. We really appreciate it. Ken, in fairness, is like you've been doing an awful lot of work for us, and we do really appreciate it. So look, please give Ken a shout. Tell him that the Runner's Diary sent you, and he'll charge you an extra €50. So next week's
Question time.
competition. No.
Oh, next week's another competition. Come
Another
on.
week.
No,
Another week. He's getting sick
too
of
much
these now.
Too much competitions.
So this week I have a bag of Pillar Performance Triple Magnesium to give away. So that is worth €45. So we're going to give that away this week. And again, it's very easy. Subscribe and comment down below on it. So you can, again, as I said, give your name, give a comment, give a question, anything. Tell your friends about it. Share the love of the Runner's Diary.
Give out about Damian on it or something.
Give out about me. I have no problems once you put it in the comment section.
Great product, and that pack actually lasts a long time, in fairness, as well. It's good money or value for money there.
Yeah, you got 50 servings in it. Do you know what I mean? So like, there's plenty in it. So we have that for this next week's competition. So again, I will say, look, the Edge Sports and stuff like that are helping us with a lot of these, and the companies as well that we're working with. So between Pillar and Body Light and Ken obviously as well, and I have another one again, Brian, for next week's show. I have that already.
Just as well, these aren't coming out of our budget.
Yeah, exactly. So look, again, thank you. So make sure you subscribe and comment down below, and you're in the draw for it. Question time, lads.
Question time.
All right, I'm going to start off. And this is going to tie in with our speed session that we've just introduced at the moment. So, Ken, how important are the speed sessions when you're struggling to get out the door to run?
So, like, what I'd ask a question. The question is wondering why someone is struggling to get out the door to run.
I'm going to take it as time wise, and that's what I'm taking.
That it possibly time, like, and trying to factor in what days they can fit around life and everything. So I would assume, like, they need to get that right first before thinking about the speed things, because they probably are not building their foundation. So we must get someone building that foundation first, where they're getting consistency over a period of 2 or 3 or 4 weeks before they even think about doing the speed.
Yeah, I might jump in there on that as well, in case the question is around effort, maybe, that someone just finds it hard to do it. So I would say, I would say a structured session like you've just described tonight, sometimes is actually nearly easier, because instead of just going out and running for an hour or 30 minutes, whatever we have, and it's monotonous and it's the same thing. By breaking up a session with, you have your warm up, and then you have your ons and your offs. sometimes that session can actually pass a lot quicker and be a bit, you know, you're only focusing on the section you're in, you're only running for that 3-minute section. So I think sometimes these kind of sessions, these interval sessions, are more enjoyable, and they mix it up a bit rather than that monotonous running of the same thing every night, you know. So I think these will help people actually.
I agree with you, and sorry, Ken, to cut, and I kind of, you both have very valid points. Like for me, if you're struggling time wise, if you can get out for 15-minute run, it's better than no run at all. You know, so speed sessions will come, but the more important thing is just to get out and put time on your feet. The most important run for me, for beginners, is going to be the long run. So that's the one I would make sure you try to prioritize and get out and get that long mileage into, be over even a speed session. So if you get 3-4 days a week of running, but guaranteed your long run, you're on it, you're on the right path.
Yeah, and just to come in again, I think, you know, if it's, again, we need to understand the question fully, I suppose, but if it's an effort thing and you find these too hard or whatever, maybe look up, and for this word might sound strange to some people who haven't a clue, but like fartlek is another thing whereby, you know, just throw in that 10 seconds, 20 seconds dash every now and again just to get used to speed, and then it'll eventually come. But we can talk more about fartlek maybe in time as well. But yeah, if it's effort, you know, as Damon said, it's more important to get out and get on with it. But I think people, if they try it, I think it will become more interesting actually, and it will make the sessions easier.
I love it. I actually love even hills, you know, doing hill sprints. I think they do break up that run where you go for your 3 or 4 miles hills, and all of a sudden you only have about a mile or 2 left at the end of it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and even for some people, like I noticed, it's like some people make it very simple. They'll run from one lamppost to the next, and it's on and it's off, and it's on and it's off. Like, just to break it up. Sometimes that helps.
Yeah,
I think we've answered it anyway.
so
Can I
I
just
think
say
we
one
answered.
thing,
If
Darren?
not, yeah, sorry, Ken.
Yeah, so just like when we're starting off the easy pace runs, sometimes when you're just building the space, like, and you don't introduce speed initially, the legs can feel heavy because you're getting kind of stale from just doing that. But when you start introducing a bit of speed and turnover, it helps the legs then. But you could drop, like, but if someone is struggling to get out for 4 days, it's okay to get out for 3 days.
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah, no, good point.
and may I add, even if you added, and then we'll come to this, they're going to be doing this next week. If you add a few little sprints at the end of your run, just to get the legs just rolling or anything like that. But look, I think we answered it. If not, ask us, you know, specifically what you're looking for, and we'll answer it more. But hopefully we answer that question for you.
Yeah, we had a lot of chat last week, obviously, about shoes, and we spoke about, you know, going to the correct running shops and making sure you get measured up correctly and are wearing the right shoe. A question came in again then about shoe rotation, and the importance of shoe rotation, or is it important at all? Is it more of a gimmick? So I know, Damien, maybe it might be a good one for you, working in that industry, shoe rotation.
Okay, straight off, is it a gimmick? No, it's not a gimmick. For me, it's very important for a number of reasons. One, simple thing, longevity of the shoe. You're going to get more out of a shoe if you're rotating. Now, that might sound obvious. If you're rotating, you're going to get, like, you know, if you're 6 months, you get 10 months. I don't mean it that way. I mean, you're giving the shoe time to recover. You're letting the foams actually expand a fraction more. If you're constantly wearing a shoe every day of the week, it's like us. We need a break every once in a while. So you actually get more out of the life of the shoe. You get more pop out of it if you just give it that little break every once in a while to get it. Also, even simple things of when your foot is inside the shoe, bacteria in the shoe, you know, your feet are going to sweat a hell of a lot more if you're using that exact same shoe the whole time. So changing it out. Do not, under any circumstances, put your shoes in a washing machine as well, people. You know, do not. Just don't. Even if it's dirty, it's grand. Nobody's looking at your feet when you're running, so it's dirty, it's grand. Do not.
Explain that one maybe. Just
so. Definitely. Okay, there's a lot of new shoes nowadays, obviously, and a lot of people will see it. It's, you know, back in Ken's day and Brian's day, they used to have like little low, like, you know.
Ken had no shoes when he was
shoes, totally. Exactly. So, you know, they were low stack shoes. They were, you know, you could do nearly whatever you want, but shoes now are so stacked. You know, you look at a shoe, it's all foam, and, you know, way lighter. But you put that into a washing machine, what's happening is that, one, the foams are absorbing water into it. You're going to come out, you're going to hear squishing inside the shoe. You can damage the shoe, the glue on the shoe as well, which is very important, obviously, to keep the shoe together. If you put it into a hot cycle, the glue over time will break away and it'll start falling off. If you then put your shoe next to a fire or a rad, same things happen. The heat is just going to ruin the glue for it and the foams, because the foams will dry out from it then as well. So I know this is slightly against, this is not answering the question, but this is shoe
No, it's good info. Good info.
advice.
Yeah.
So when someone washes a shoe, if you're going to wash it, just get a little scrubber, scrub the top of it. That's it. You know, if they're dirty, clean it as much as you can, but dry it naturally. Just push some newspaper inside it and put it in the corner and leave it dry. And that's where the shoe rotation then comes in very handy, because you have your second shoe, which you're taking for the day or two when that shoe is drying. If
Yeah.
you don't have the shoe rotation, that shoe is not going to dry. You're going to wear it. And again, this is where all the bacteria and this is where everything comes in, and the shoe just does not have time to recover. So it's the simple things like that. Yes, it costs money. And also, by the way, you do not have to buy one shoe, two shoes on the same day. Buy a shoe and about, you know, a month later, get a second shoe, and then start rotating it if you need to.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not a gimmick. It makes massive difference to you and your running over your period of training.
Yeah, I think maybe to mention as well, two things maybe, like, as you say, shoes, you know, you can go into yourselves or whatever shops are available there, but like, you don't need to be buying super shoes either at the moment. We're at a level whereby it's more important to get the running right than the shoe. You know, I've seen people go away and spend huge money, but then like they're only out running one night a week or something like that. And like I said, invest your time first rather than the money. Second thing too, just as we're on the topic, and I know we put in as a note in last week's video, but people who wear running shoes for running and then wear them as their everyday running shoe as well, as in walking around. Bad idea.
Shocking idea.
Yeah.
And the reason for it is very simple, right? A lot of people will come in and they'll go, I have a shoe, it's worn, I didn't get much time out of it. I'm only walking in a shoe. All right. When you're only walking in a shoe, you're actually wearing a shoe more than when you're running on it, because there is more ground contact time for longer when you're walking. So you also are probably doing, could be anything from like your 10,000, 15,000 steps in a day, which you're forgetting that you're doing that much mileage on a shoe.
Yeah.
The average life of a shoe is 500 miles, 800 kilometers. That's roughly. That's less nowadays because the foams are going so much softer. So you're getting less time than that now than you were, you know, 6-7 years ago. So you must remember that. If you have a work shoe, use that for work, and keep your running shoe. And if that is if you're doing 4 days a week and that's your only running shoe that you have, then fair enough. That's perfect. But do not wear that running shoe for anything else.
Cutting the grass or anything like that.
Yeah. Use it for just running.
Just Kenny sounds fairly that he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
there, give him credit, doesn't he?
But again, with the shoes, definitely not walk, because you wear shoes down differently, as Damien says, if you're walking in them, right? But the important thing is if they are rotating shoes, that they're not moving between different types of structure shoes for their same runs. You know, that's important as well. Like, so
if you're a neutral shoe, you're a neutral shoe. If you're a structure shoe, structure shoe. You can, and that's where again, where you're a specialist from the Run Hub to Edge Sports to John Buckley to whatever, they will guide you to what's the best style of shoe for you. You can change brands, lads. I don't be brand loyal anymore, because there's so much good shoes out there. Try different brands, but stick to similar style of shoe.
Good. I just would say, like, I come across someone comes into me, geez, I have a really bad calf problem, what's going on? And then I find out, I bought a pair of super shoes, I'm wearing them in every single run, right? They are for racing or performing, or when you're up on your toes more. But not when you're kind of easy pace, because they will cause injuries for using them for the run.
100%. Right. Okay. I think we might have answered that. But again, if any questions, shout at us. There's no problems. Next question. So this is, I'm gonna get this up there because I want to read this out exactly so that we can get a good vibe off it. All right. So here we go. So following the plan to the T so far, averaging between 7:30 to 8-minute miles so far. My 9 miles on Sunday was 8:05. I've no real target for the marathon. How do I figure that out? And his last marathon was 5 years ago in 3 hours 51. So, Ken, first of all, that's a couple of parter. One, how do you? It's still too early to know what time you're reaching for, really, is
It
it?
is. As you go into your plan, as you're building into your workouts and going along and how fit you get and how these workouts are all going, you kind of then maybe 3/4 through, or even if someone's running a half marathon 5-6 weeks out, you kind of get an indication where your fitness is at, you know.
And
But
we're going to have that in the plan as well
Yeah.
for people to
Yeah.
figure out their
so
pace. By
it's
the
just
way,
like saying 7:30, 8-minute pace. We're wondering, is that your easy pace, or did you do that as a hard session this weekend? You know?
Yeah. There's loads of calculators obviously out
Yeah.
there online, and you can type in pace calculator and loads of stuff will come up for people. Again, it doesn't just map out like that. Obviously, you have to have the work done and you have to have the miles done on your legs. But as a rough guide, I think often it's said like, you know, your 10-mile time by 3 or your half marathon time, multiplied by 2 plus 10 or plus 20. So
Yeah,
there
2
is ways
plus
of figuring
10.
out, but you do have to have the mileage done. Like, it's just not going to map across without having the work done. But
I will
yeah.
also say, Brian, and with the question of he's following this plan to a T, I will show a little pointer to it's actually to John, that this plan is for novice runners to 4.5 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
This might be, if someone is running 9-minute or 8-minute miling for 9 miles at the moment,
Sounds like they're ahead of the plan.
yes,
Yeah.
so like there is, and Ken, and myself and Brian, we were more than happy to help people if they want to send us a message or send us an email or send us, a DM or whatever like that, and we will kind of talk to you, because to be honest with you, look, if he can run 9 miles at 8-minute miling, he's well ahead, and he needs to be doing more time than what he's doing right now for
And it's a
what
good
it
thing.
sounds like.
And
Oh,
it's a good
100%.
thing. Like,
There
in
is
fairness.
nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. Nothing. And like, I really delighted with the question, and thanks very much. And that's what we want. We want these questions, and we take it as a compliment. You're ahead of where you probably with this plan, which is a great thing. So give us a shout. Actually, it's John who won the competition with yourself.
Yeah.
So you can now try to talk to Ken as
You'll have plenty of time to talk to Ken.
So yeah, definitely, John. I'll talk through the entire plan with you. No problem.
So there you go. And all we expect is just to get 10 of your friends to subscribe to the channel. All right, that's all we want. Okay, so if you do that, Ken will give you a plan for the marathon. All right.
Yeah, no problem. Free of charge.
I would add to those that are listening and watching this. I think now more than ever, it's important to start giving us feedback. Because we're speaking here without feedback, we can't kind of answer. We're rolling this plan out for everybody. If people have questions that, like we've answered a few tonight, I think now more than ever, it's important. Tell us how you're getting on.
Yeah.
Ask the questions, because it's a question that everybody probably wants to ask. So make sure you ask it, and I think it will help benefit
100%.
everybody.
Yeah, can I just say about the 3 minutes? It's just you're ensuring that it's not all out speed. It's like your easy pace conversation might have been 40-50%. We're building these towards, maybe you might be working up to about 75% on these 3 minutes. So it shouldn't feel an all out effort.
Yeah.
Very good.
Right. Week 5 in the bag. Don't forget, like and subscribe, and make sure you enter our competition for next week, which is the Pillar Performance from Magnesium. Thank you to everybody who's asked the questions so far, and please continue it. We actually enjoy it. We enjoy the questions. It's given us a bit of time to think and to have a conversation amongst ourselves, even with a lot of it as well. So we do appreciate it. But for week 5, lads, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.